All right, so I just wanted to touch on this once more because this is a big thing, especially with our group of friends because we are so like open to new experiences and everything. But another thing that I feel like society can really just brush away and keep
All
completely
of
away
that,
from me
keep it.
is the idea that black women cannot date outside of
Or
their
they
race.
won't date outside of their race. Like, that
Mm-hmm.
is the furthest thing from the truth. I
Yes.
mean, like we said, we're a mixed up group, so I feel like we've all experienced dating outside of our race maybe at least once. And
Mm-hmm.
as somebody who stands for that, that needs to die.
Yeah, and it's just the idea that we can't because it's somehow disrespectful to black men. I think that's completely ridiculous. And I also think it's, closed minded to feel like, we're the only group that can't date outside of our race.
Like, we have to be set on reserve for black men when they're done dating
Mm-hmm.
all these other women who they feel like dating. And we're not out here upset or hating. I mean, some women probably are, but for the most part, general consensus of women in general, we don't care what you do. Just don't make it
Right.
seem like what you're doing is better than what somebody else is doing. That goes across the
Right.
board. Like,
I just feel like it's fine. Like I have no problems. Like I mean, like I said, I'm sure there's women who feel like, "Oh my god, he's dating a white girl or whatever." But I've never felt that way. As long as you're not saying I'm dating a white girl because she's better than black women, then, I
do
feel
your
like it's
thing.
fine.
Right.
But the issue that I have is that, I run into a lot of black women who are completely against dating anything but black men, and I just feel like they're missing out. So I feel like that's something that we could, shape and change. And I also feel like, the hate that I've received, that she's received, that,
Yeah.
we've gotten,
From
when we're
dating
even
outside of our, or even just
walking down
hanging
the
with our
street with someone,
friends.
right, who's not a black man and we're, it's assumed that we're dating that man. So I just feel like that's something that we are in 2014. It is definitely something that needs to be, I
Just
mean,
dead that. Like,
deaded. It's
date
so
who you want.
crazy.
Like, you're not dating because of someone race. Like, for me, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you gotta be black to date me. If I vibe with you and and we get along, it's
Right.
whatever. Like, you just need to keep an open mind when it comes to that sort type of thing, because you never know what kind of person you'll fall for, who you'll end up with.
Yes.
And it's like, honestly, in my experience, keeping an open mind, I've had some dope experience dating outside of my race. It's happened more than once, and I'm
Yes.
not ashamed to say it. I'd do it again.
Exactly. And I think it opens us up. Like we come from a place where, with slavery and everything, that our culture was completely stripped from us. So it opens us up to learn more
Learn
about
so much more.
ourselves
And other
as well
people.
as other people and other cultures. I think it's amazing to be able to share that. So I definitely think that society needs to completely rid itself of the hatred that comes along with interracial dating, and
And
the closed mindedness that comes along, especially with black
it
women,
is way worse
with
with black
not,
women.
yes, with
Like,
not going out and venturing out and trying something new because just because you're a black woman, that does
doesn't
not
mean you're
mean
limited to
you're
black men.
limited.
Because black
Exactly.
men aren't limited to you.
Exactly.
They're
And
not,
it
and
is a
they're.
small portion, ladies. We outnumber black men so much that,
you,
you
you
might
need to
not end
step
up with
out.
a black man.
You need
You
to
might
step
need to
out.
step out. And that is no disrespect to black men because there's so many of you that
So
are out
many
here that are
amazing, great
amazing.
guys. And we're not
I
saying
love
they're
you,
not great.
trust me,
Me
but
too. I
at
was
the
raised
same
by a
time,
wonderful black
exactly, so
man.
was I, but at the same time, we are terribly outnumbering you poor men. And so
And if you don't do it for nothing else, do it for the statistics, man.
exactly.
Like, it's
Just
like
do it.
women
It's
in general
fun.
outnumber men, but if you look up the statistics of black women versus black men,
It's
we
terrible.
we like it's like double.
Yeah.
So
So,
we're
honey,
all out
if you keep
here fighting
holding
the same
out,
battle.
if you
We
keep
keep holding
holding
up.
out, you might. That's why we're not
That's why
getting
we're not
married.
getting married. There's not
There's
enough
not
men.
enough of them. So, don't close your minds up. I want society to get rid of that, especially black women. I really want that to be something that we
that you that
open
you
up
that you open
to.
up to an experience, because it's like, I mean, we're so adamant about it because we have experienced it.
And it was
And
great.
it was
And
great.
I've had great relationships with black men,
Me
and
too.
that's
Like, that's
not
not that's
even an
not to take away
issue.
from my great
Yeah.
black men relationships, because they were great. But my interracial dating situations were just as great.
And
And
trust. your idea of the perfect man may just be a black man. So you keep striving for that. I'm not shutting down nobody's
But
dreams.
we're just
I'm
saying,
just
open
saying,
your mind. You'll find
right.
great qualities in other people, and you'd be surprised on how your type changes. Because I just feel like as an adult, I don't have a type. It's
No,
more about
no.
how we balance each other out and how we vibe and all of that stuff. So it's not like you got to be a tall 6'9" black dude.
6'9".
That's giant, right?
But
We're rambling.
yes, we're
No,
rambling.
but
But
open your minds, ladies. That's
that
what
is
we're
the
getting to.
point,
That's the
and that
point.
I guess God, it is kind of answering the question, but just I would like society to be more open minded to these things. Like I would like to walk down the street and not have angry looks from black men because I'm holding a white guy's hand.
Or I'm
Like
walking down the street with my Asian friend.
yeah,
Like
it's
that
just
happens.
it's crazy, and I think all of us have experienced it. I've gotten some really, really terrible remarks from people who are just like, "Oh, you're too much woman for him." Like they feel like black women are is too much woman
For
for other
anybody
races.
other
It's
than
like,
black guys.
sweetheart, there are plenty
Of
of white guys,
strong
Asian
men in
guys, all of
general.
that Hispanic guys who understands you have to wrap up your hair or understands that you are not about to get it wet. Like there's
They
a
know the
lot.
rules, and you know
They
what?
do know the
And honestly,
rules.
when you do go outside of your race, if they don't know the rules, they go out
You
of
can
their way
teach
to
them.
learn them.
Exactly. You
Like,
can teach them. And
you
that's opening you up to a whole different world of stuff too because you get to help someone else experience
understand this greatness,
exactly
okay?
all of this black greatness.
Because
So it's
a lot of people don't know.
yeah, and so
So
it is a good experience for both parties. You can open someone's mind up and as well as open up your own mind. So I'm all for that, and I just wish society would drop this whole idea that we have to stick to, one little small group. Black women are beautiful and we are
and other
so
people think we're
amazing, and
beautiful and
other
amazing
people
too,
think that we're beautiful
and
and
and a
amazing.
lot of them don't approach us because they assume that we
It
not here
goes
for it.
back to that angry black
Yeah,
woman
they
stuff.
assume we're not here for it. You're gonna come across some bold guy who's gonna be like, you know what, I just need to know.
And you should go for it.
If he need to know, you let him know, girl. Okay.
So that is, we are way over time,
But
but that
that's the
is the
gist.
gist of it. So, yes.